Tapped in. We going right here. We waiting on my boy Lex to come up in here. Lex should be in. What's happening with the guys? Your boy Cuddy J. It's a kickback. It's a kickback. It's a kickback. I'm waiting on my boy Lex from Chi-Town to come up in here. We about to talk a little business shit, and a couple other things. Just waiting on him to get a little late. While he's doing that, I'll play me some music. Good as shit. Well, here we go right here. Maybe I don't have to do it. Maybe I don't have to do it. What it do there, Lex?
What's happening?
What's going down? How my audio sound,
man? Sounds good. Is the mic plugged in today?
No, man. It just it just looks good.
I switched the offices because that one didn't. This has some good natural light, so we're in a different office. But it's a good setup for kind of rehashing the weekend interview. So
it looks good. It looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, we're out here. We're in the suburbs of Chicago right now. A place called Schaumburg. I have the opportunity to use a pretty nice facility, a nice building. So it's got great Wi-Fi, great connection. So hopefully we got no interruptions or anything like that.
So is that the place you actually from, or you just like that's an area that you just familiar with?
Well, the best way to say, I moved around a lot, just like you. So, but my parents, for the last 20 years or so, they lived about 40 miles outside the city of Chicago. So this is kind of halfway in between where they live and the city itself. So Schaumburg's a really nice suburb. It's like it's kind of like an Addison type suburb, like what Addison is to Dallas is kind of what Schaumburg is to.
Yeah, I can imagine that. This was up. So man. Hey, man. By the way, before we even get started, man, I want to let everybody know, man, it's your boy Cuddy J. This is my homeboy Lex. We go way back. We deeply rooted. Probably since 2012. Established 2012. But anyway, he's in Chicago now. He was out here in Dallas for a few years, and he moved back to Chicago. He has hit the subscribe button for one thing, hit the like button, share and comment. But right now we got Texas Movement Media. Mm-hmm. What happened? We're going like this. What you going like comment?
Yeah, I was saying just be and make sure you engage. Okay, we'll be talking about a lot of stuff, but absolutely hit the like button, share this, and definitely subscribe to the channel as well.
We're gonna be talking about a lot of different things today. No telling where we might go. We'll be all over the place like bird shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the name, this Texas Movement Media, that's who we got on. He has a YouTube channel. You guys go subscribe to that channel. Of course, you probably can see the link there. Go right there, the logo.
So this is, Texas Movement is the business that I started, after spending about 3 years in Dallas. So Cuddy's absolutely right. We met in 2012, and we got to know each other very, very well. The Beast of Beltline, he was definitely one of the people to first introduce me to North Dallas and Addison and all those areas. So I'm very grateful. He made my transition from, because I came straight after college to train with an Olympic athlete. And as a result, I met Cuddy, and by the grace of God, he was able to, really show me around the city. I didn't even really have to work that hard. So, everywhere from Sherlock's to all the other great places in Addison. And I learned a lot about, and I ended up making some great connections in that Addison area as well as a result. And Texas Movement was the business idea that I started. It started as a little training business, but now it's grown since 2015. Now we have the Hero, which is our apparel division, and if you can see, I'm rocking the Hero Greenhorn sneaker, and so you can see that it's Hero written there, and then the logo is there as well. So this is my first sneaker that I made.
Throw the link out there. What's the website?
The website is, the company name. Just like remember, there used to be those commercials.
Where can they order? Where can they get the brand from?
Very good. The website is herobytm.com. And we can put that in the description or something. Hero by TM is very easy to remember. And I actually just put these shoes on a huge sale. So usually I'd retail them at $199. I'm going to take it all the way down to $99.99 for the next 2 weeks or so as we promote kind of this flag football tournament up here in Chicago. So take advantage of that. It goes great with jeans. It can even go with dress pants or shoes with a button down. And so think of it just like you would a white Air Force One. It goes with anything, and I wear it all the time. Very comfortable, memory foam, and so your foot will form to it. And we also have a lot of other things on the website as well. You should check it out.
That's what I was about to ask you too. I was about to say, oh, they look like some memory foam shoes, like some shoes that's real comfortable.
Very, very. Look, let me tell you something. They're very comfortable. Imagine just your foot forming, and it's like walking on pillows. And the upper material is fully cloth, so it's washable. So you know how it's tough to buy Air Force Ones, and you have to keep cleaning them, right? I've thrown these right in the washer and let them dry. Just dry out the insoles, and within less than 24 hours, they're dry and they're pure white, ready to go again. So it's a great purchase, and your shoes will stay white very easily. So it's a great idea.
Well, I don't walk in grass and dirt no way, so my shit gonna be right anyway.
Yeah, but you hang out with both kinds of people. Some people keep their forces very clean, and some people just wear them to death, right?
Yeah.
But you hang out with both crowds just like me.
But yeah, shout out to Texas Movement, man. The Texas Movement Media. That's a nice logo, by the way. Also, I like the production logo as well. I was gonna throw that in there, but we'll wait another time. But anyway, the Texas Movement Media. So, what are you trying to do with this media thing you have? Do you have any? Just YouTube, right?
Well, it started as a YouTube thing, and it started because of COVID, believe it or not. So if you guys are, if you're listening to this and you click over to the Texas Movement Media channel, right now you'll see it. That's what we're on right now. You'll see 3 interviews that I've done with people, professional athletes, during the COVID period of time. So I called that series Pro Talks, basically talking with professional athletes about their life experience and learning a little bit more about them. Between 40 and 45 minutes. I don't do too long of the interviews, but even every time I finish the interview, they say, wow, that's one of the greatest interviews we did. And Cuddy really inspired me to get into that journalism, just kind of cultural, independent journalism kick, because Cuddy's been doing this for a long, long time. So he's actually inspired me to get more into the media space. But the other part is that we're going to start producing little short films. Okay, so if you follow us on Instagram, Texas Movement Media, you'll see that we do a lot of short films where we're wearing the hero products, but we're also telling a little bit of a short story, and we're connected to hip hop culture. So we want to kind of preserve the good parts about hip hop culture without without pretending to be too young. We're all getting older, so for the crowd that likes kind of a little, 90s, 2000s, early 2000s, 10s style of hip hop, we make a lot of short films that use that as part of the soundtrack. So that's the kind of direction we want to go with Texas Movement Media, and hopefully we can connect with other independent journalists and build a lineup of shows just like Cuddy is doing now, so that we can kind of broadcast a lot of opinions across the globe. So that's our ultimate goal.
Which I like that right there, by the way. It's kind of wild. What's up? How you doing, Miss Don Juan? Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Hey, Miss Don Juan. And then that's why I was going back to me saying that that's why I'm changing my channel name from Cutication to Kickback Podcast Show to the Kickback Network, because my channel has become more than just what I do on podcasts, and it's actually really not a podcast show. It's a YouTube show. I don't have it on audio. I don't have it on Spotify. I don't have it on iTunes. I don't have it on SoundCloud. So it really became a YouTube show. So but throughout the years, I always gave you content anyway, whether it was a short video, or a podcast. So I always did it that way anyway. So when then all of a sudden I came up and I created the Kickback Chit Chat, which I've been really successful with that more than I have with the podcast, which means having guests on the show. That means I've been doing better numbers when I'm just by myself when I have a guest on the show. So the guest pretty much determines how your number's going to do anyway because who they are, but they big following. If they're not saying nothing very controversial or outrageous or shocking, the wave's not going to rock that way. So I took control of my channel by let me just show my personality and my intellectual by creating Kickback Chit Chat and just showing you, giving you breaking news, giving you my take, giving you my perspective about all type of things that's going on in the world, breaking you news from different parts of the world or the country. And then I started doing
which you have. I have to agree. You've done that several times.
I'll
You
be all
actually
over the
broke
place.
stories.
I'll be way in Portland. I'll be way in.
Yep.
I'll be in New Hampshire. Wherever I can get news from that I feel like is shareable that people need to have. Then I started doing. Then I started doing the live stream. After the live stream after I started doing the live stream and got addicted to doing the live stream, I'm like, you know what? I have to change his name now because it's not this is not a podcast. I don't want people to think this is the podcast because they need to go back and watch the actual podcast shows where I have the guests. So let me just change my name, change the whole idea to the Kickback Network, which will probably change the algorithm, and it brings in more people to watch this channel because it's more than just you get 3 different shows in one bundle. So that's why that's why I see where you're going with the Texas media. Who we got right there? Okay, right on Texas media in this thing. Let me finish sharing to some people.
Yeah. Do you mind if I share it on my Facebook as well?
Yeah, of course, man. What the hell? Shit, hell yeah. Everybody share it. All the people that's chatting in the chat room, go share it in your channel. Tell your people to tap in. That's from Don Juan. That's from anybody. Tap in. We need everybody to tap in right now because we talking some. We're gonna be all over the place pretty much, but we want to stay relevant. We also want to be positive and we talk some business and talk about other stuff, some grown folk stuff. But we got to be entertaining while we do it. So, yeah, let me finish sharing off. You share to your people. Let me make this message clear. Hold up. Maybe this is drill a couple of more people up in.
Good. So that should get some people in the door. So you were talking about a couple of the topics that you had thought about. So I was doing some reading while we were kind of getting ready, getting all our stuff charged up. So
yeah,
which one did you want to start with?
Well, let's go ahead and get the. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna start with Troy Ave.
Okay.
Troy Ave, his situation. He was with a chef. The guy was named Geoff Cole. He's I guess, a celebrity chef. I'm assuming he's a celebrity chef that hangs around the big timers. And he get invited to all these big venues and all this right here.
Yeah.
And he just happened to be with Troy Ave in San Diego, California.
Okay.
Which is San Diego. You people think San Diego is all sweet and navy, but it's gang banging out there. It's hood out there. It's not that far from LA. But anyway, my take on that.
San Diego's definitely a higher income area for sure.
I knew my boy King George TV tapping in. I know he lives he moved back to Chicago. He moved back to San Diego. He been back in San Diego 3-4 years. So, but anyway, my thing is with Troy Ave, the fact that he just got out of jail not too long ago for being in a big situation with the tax stone situation that took place at the Irving Plaza in Queens, New York, where Troy Ave's bodyguard gets killed. Banger.
Yeah.
And Mano girlfriends get hit. Mano ex-girlfriend or the girl that was with Mano, she also gets hit by a bullet. Tax Stone ended up getting, I guess they gave him life. I don't know. I'm not sure on the sentence. But yeah, the thing is going through all those allegations and all that type of thing. For Troy Ave to get caught up in that situation, were almost getting attempted to be robbed by somebody. For some reason, they knew that was Troy Ave, or they knew there was a link for some reason. Was it fake or was it real? Because one thing about it, if it was for real, Troy Ave probably going to go down anyway because he's a convicted felon with a firearm.
Right.
So I don't know if he's gonna. It leaves questions. It goes. I'm wondering what is it? Is it real or fake? I don't know if you've seen the video. I don't know what your take is on it. But the
I took a
dude
look
had.
at it. I took a look at it. My first instinct, it doesn't look real to me. It looks like it's a staged. It looks like it was staged for the camera.
All right, it either was staged or the gun had blanks in it. How would the dude
I think
the dude was only 10 yards away from him. The dude 10 yards away from him, and you fired 3-4 times. How did you miss him? How did he get away?
Right.
So
So
I feel like
just
it was staged, and I feel like I hope there was a little movie scene they was in, because I don't really want to see. I like Troy Ave as an artist. He's a little cocky. I don't I don't understand what's going on. I think he should be moving. He should stay somewhere in Montana or Idaho.
I honestly like. I don't think. My opinion is I don't think
Y'all
Troy
work
Ave
in
has
the state.
really been a good representative for New York culture, because New York culture was, that's the birthplace of hip hop culture. So, you know, he kind of came back. He kind of came on the scene around the time that we met, right? 2012, 2011, 2012, give or take.
Because you like to bump that New York City album all the time in my career. Remember that? I
Yeah.
always bump that shit. I turned to everybody on the Troy album for a minute. But yeah,
Right. And when Twitter was first going, when Black Twitter was first getting going between 2009 2011, I was here in college, right over here in Chicago, and New York was running Twitter at that time. New York, New Jersey, Joe Budden and that crew and all the New York and Troy Ave was somebody that they were always talking about. There was a lot of buzz around Troy Ave, like he was going to bring back that kind of New York feel because Atlanta had the culture for a long time, right? So
yeah.
people were really excited. But every time
Or
I
the
heard
South,
Troy,
South. Mhm.
you said what?
Or just say the South had it. The South was running shit for a minute.
Okay, so hey, it's good that you said that. Very good that you said that because at that time, I had no Southern experience. So from somebody in the Midwest, the only thing we were hearing on the radio was New York in the '90s and a little bit of Atlanta in the early 2000s. That's the only thing that we heard on the radio. And 106 in Park would occasionally play like some Paul Wall or some Slim Thug or some stuff from Houston. We didn't even know Dallas had its own culture until a student came to our university doing the jig dances and the stanky leg and all that. And back in 2009, 2010, before that, Illinois did not even know that really Dallas had its own hip hop culture. And so I really had to go down and meet you and learn about Shreveport culture and Dallas and
Let's
the
get it
different
straight.
areas of
Hold
Dallas.
on, time out. Let's get it straight. The jig really is Louisiana shit. That's the jig shit. The jig come from Louisiana. That's the jig is Louisiana shit.
Really,
The bigger leg is Dallas, but jigging. People when people say jigging, that's Louisiana term because that's what we used to say when we pop X pills. We jigging tonight. I mean,
really,
they make jigging music, jiggulated music. It's kind of like that bouncing type of music. You hear like
yeah.
little boost and stuff like that,
I've heard Webby use that term.
the jigs to like the stuff you probably Louisiana music you hear me play. That's that jigging music because it's a dance. They say we jigging. Yeah, this is just Louisiana right there. And me being a person from Louisiana, I like jig music, but I never made jig music. I think fastball is the closest to the jigging I got.
I remember that one too. So
Fastball, go ahead.
yeah, so we had a limited exposure to the South. So I apologize for not including the whole South when I'm talking about that. But My main point is anytime I hear Troy Ave's name, ever since that early period of time, it's always been for some kind of sucker type behavior. You know what I mean? And when things get, obviously I don't come from an overly street upbringing. So when it comes to street business and hip hop, there's a line I don't really go beyond because that's kind of phony for me to do that. So, it's kind of like being from the suburbs or being from the city of Chicago. They're two different worlds. You know what I mean? So for me to pretend to be from the South Side or from the West Side of Chicago, that would not be genuine.
Time out right quick. Hey, shout out to Hootie Hood. Shout out to my boy Hootie Hood, man. That ain't my business. But let's talk about the podcast, man. The best podcast I threw out of Louisiana, by the way, the number one podcast in Louisiana. Overall, probably be the best podcast in the South. But yeah, shout out to my boy Hootie Hood. But yeah, he say Troy Ave keep letting me down. See, that's where I'm going with the situation. That's where I'm gonna keep letting me down. I used to bump Troy Ave, man. I used to bump Troy Ave. Yeah, I used to throw house parties and kickbacks in my crib. What you heard? Troy Ave. Or it was Jet Light or French Montana. I played in Troy Ave. And it's funny because he get looked at for his tactics more than his music. And his music is great. That BSB, all those BSBs, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, like all those guys, man, Young Lido, 17, all them boys right there. I used to bump, like, it's crazy because he made great music, right? He made great music, but people won't even know him by his music because they only know his, like you just said, only hear about him from his little antics he be going off on.
Well, I think, even people like Jim Jones are suffering from, that's what's the whole Pusha T verse about. It's the fact that Jim Jones has to rely on antics and reality television to be relevant because the music, the substance of the music isn't as powerful as it was. And he was trying to bite off more than he could chew with regards to, how relevant he was at his peak. So with Troy Ave,
You see what Hootie Hood said? You look at the comments. Hootie said he been on shit too. It was 2000. It was 2013 when I had put you guys on the Troy on that New York City bricks in my backpack, Volume 1. And like, see, I was on the real heavy. It was him, Jet Light, French Montana, and Nipsey Hussle. I remember I had them in the rotation. That's all I played was do. And the nigga, what the nigga that had died, the Stack Bundles guy. From Harlem. Man, Chinks Drugs. I was on Chinks Drugs hard. And the Chinks
Rest
Drugs,
in peace to both of them.
Chinks Drugs would be running shit right now if he was still alive.
Chinks was amazing. He's got a lot of songs that I keep in my playlist that I listen to when I'm by myself. I want to think. I always every so often I go back to that old French Montana Coke Boys, Coke Wave. Anytime
Max B coming home. Max B coming home November 15th. By the way.
Of course, free Max B. Welcome home. As soon as he comes home, the wave must continue. You know what I mean? We're just a new version of the wave. That's it. So a lot of this comes from Max Bigavell. So
hey, speaking of fucking your hair, man, hold up, cuz. Hey, hold up. My boy used to wear a taper fade, man. My boy used to wear shit taper fade. Being real goddamn.
I was in the South, so I had to keep it nice and clean. But now I can grow it out.
Yeah. You went back up north now. You look like you play on White Castle. What that is?
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, Troy Ave, man, he did. I don't know if he's got. I think he's looking for a little bit of attention. I just wish he would find a positive way to do it, because once you get past 30, and now that we have so much technology in hip hop culture, if you're trying to get attention through street business and through street dealings, that has a limited opportunity. There's so much more danger. Even if you're just staging it, you're inviting a negative energy, and I'm not from the city of Chicago, but I know the damage that's done in Chicago. You know what I mean? And so New York we recognize New York as where lyrics come from, where the culture comes from. So there's so many more things you can do as an artist to capture that spirit of where you come from, if you really want to. But sometimes I think these kids just want to take the easy way out and get easy clicks. And you're playing with your life and your future, and it's stupid. It's a bad example you're setting.
Yes, and I see Troy Ave, he had a wave, man. He had a YouTube channel with a podcast he had called what is called de facto podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That was doing good numbers. He had a good following on that, but he had to go sit down. The thing was, he had to go sit down for what the situation was.
That's right.
But when he come home, you think he's on a whole different level. He dropped the. See, one thing about Troy Ave, he dropped music, and he dropped a bunch of music for like for different waves. Like he made music for the beach parties, the hood shit, whatever. Like he's not that average. He's kind of like on that new that 50. He got like a bit of another version of 50 Cent. He know how to make music for the white folks and still be hood about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like Snoop Dogg. But he just keep letting me down, like my boy Hootie say, man. He keep letting me down, man. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, the whole issue with the Kendrick and Drake thing was that Drake is a great musical artist, and even in me and my boys were talking about this back when he dropped "So Far Gone." When he first came out, we knew that the first album he put out was going to be a decision. It was either going to be a rap album, or it was going to be a R&B album for the girls. And when he did "Thank Me Later," that first album, we knew that the culture was going to go in that sim kind of direction. And that's exactly what happened over the next 10 years. So when these rappers make these decisions, they have consequences for the culture. You know what I mean? Because these are very influential people. And just because you feel like you're not getting the same amount of views as you used to through whatever things you were doing, you got to be more creative.
My channel is Shadow Band though. My channel is Shadow Band. You heard me?
Tell me what you mean.
My YouTube channel is Shadow Band.
Okay, tell me what.
I violated the community policies because I was playing copyrighted music. Remember, I was doing 30,000. I was doing like 33,000 views. I was doing it for a while, and then I started playing music that was copyrighted by other artists. Just because I got relaxed and I started having too much fun. And they kind of like they gave me a strike, so they took down one video and they banned me. They kind of like they took me from the recommended list because you look at my early lives, I was getting numbers, and all of a sudden now my lives are going down. People don't get my notifications. Only certain people get my notifications. And then I was also
you're just talking about the general numbers right now. Don't worry about that. The content we'll build it up. Don't worry about that.
Hold up, I'm giving you information though. I was also told by a somebody in the chat that one of my moderators ended up blocking and banning everybody for a lot of hours so they can't come on just because he just wanted to do it. So I have a lot of people that watch my channel that been blocked and been banned for a bunch of hours for like lifetime hours. Is why my numbers ain't on. You notice there's no trolls on here. I just have trolls.
Yeah, I mean,
I had trolls, game bangers, pedophiles, everybody on my shit. But when he told me what of course I know I'm shadow banned for what I did. They emailed me. They told me. YouTube emailed me. They told me. But I'm not gonna stop doing videos. I'm not gonna stop because they vest. I'm gonna keep going. I gotta get unshadow banned. It's just like on Facebook. You get shadow banned on Facebook. You just gotta keep giving them content to they can't do them but just resist.
Well, you're not the first person that's dealt with that. There's a lot of creators that deal with that, and one of the big, issues that live creators have with YouTube is that they're too controlling on speech and all that type. There's shadow banning for everything. But
hey, hold up. Lex, read that chat right there. Hold up,
they've been doing the same to us because someone from your hood been reporting our videos.
Hold up, from somebody from my hood.
That's what Hootie Hood said.
Yeah, they're not my hood. I'm from Cherokee Park, so they went from Cherokee Park. They not from my hood. You talking about one of them Cooper Road boys? Boy, them my homeboys too though. But that's not my hood though.
I mean, one thing I learned is that, you just have to be comfortable when you're growing, that the hate is going to be there from people that don't want you to succeed. Okay, so those are things that I don't even worry about.
Check this out, man. It was a moderator, man. The dude had gave me the game the other night. He said one of your moderators banned everybody from your channel for like 98,000 hours. You know how long that is, nigga? So they don't even come to my channel. I had trolls. I had everybody on my shit, man. Everybody, my shit was lit, man. I was getting 250 subscribers a night, nigga.
Yeah.
Somebody
that's
shut up.
okay. You're still the same person. You're still the same creator.
I understand they banned this shit. I understand me violating the rights for me playing music. I was playing Nas. I was playing Juvenile. I was playing everything. That's why you hear me just play my music now. I play all our music, all just music stuff that we never released. All I play now is our music.
Yeah.
So,
and if you play something enough, Ray's got a theme for his Ray's Taste show now, and he made the beat himself.
Park, man. I'm a no market nigga, man. From Cherokee Park, Grimmett Drive, Villanarte, man. I'm from there, man. Hey, I got ties with the Cooper Road. They're my homeboys too, man. Everybody know that. Shout out to my Cooper Road homeboy. Yeah, I'm a North Side nigga.
Absolutely. I mean, all I'm saying is that we're all evolving. Everybody is their own brand now. So Troy Ave has a brand, Max B has a brand, Cuddy Slim has a brand. Whether it's Cutication or the Kickback Podcast, or you coined Scram. You know what I mean? And I saw other people wearing Scram after that. So
my man, the chats though, man. The chats be funny though, Lex. You gotta read.
Yeah.
As you
What's not on streaming services like mixtapes and Lucky Green been hating bad. Who's Lucky Green?
Who is Lucky Green though? Lucky Green.
Green been hating bad. I don't know what that means.
You talking about somebody from the Cooper Road named Lucky Green? I don't know. He talking about Lucky, or he just talking about?
Yeah, he might be saying that person's lucky. So, but
I know who he talking about. I know who he talking about. Yeah. Oh, him. Oh, he talking about? Yeah, I was on this podcast back then. It was called the Daytime the Day Party Podcast. I was on this podcast. He interviewed me one time, a long time ago, during the pandemic.
Yeah.
The Day Party. Yeah, he talking about my boy Lucky. He's talking about Gabe, the rapper dude. Became a. He was on my podcast too before. When I was staying in Addison Circle. When I was staying in Addison Circle back in 2018. He was on my podcast too. He wanted the homeboys, but I ain't know he was doing no hating. I don't be in nobody hating business. I like to show love, man. I'm an outspoken person, but I show love. There's one thing about me. I'm an outspoken person. Everybody else, I always been that way, but I show love. I'm the one that was giving love. I started the podcast to show love.
Yeah, absolutely. And you had some great interviews in the past, and it was, like I said, it was one of the big inspirations for me to start my interview series with athletes. So the same way you did it for hip hop culture, I looked at athlete culture and introduced it to history and business and stuff like that, and that's what Pro Talks is. So I have you to thank for that, because you've done all the work and you even got the education for it. So that means a lot too.
And see me like the thing about me though, man. I don't got no machine behind me. I do all this by myself, man. I make it look good enough. I mean, when I had cameramen back then, they was just moving too slow. When I had Jose, he did it on time, but he just didn't make it look the way I made it look. King George, he made it look the way I wanted it to look, but he was just slow.
Yeah.
So I had to do it myself. So everything. I don't got no machine behind me, man. I do all 2,400 subscribers, man. I had did it on my own will.
Yep. Yeah. Well, sometimes we got to start it over and build it back up again, and that's just what you got to do. So, but anyway, that's the type of energy we should be using at this stage of our life. So I hope that Troy Ave can find better ways to use his time, better ways to get attention, and maybe just focus on music and some of the things that have actual value in hip hop culture, because a lot of people look up to him. And if you're staging videos, these stage videos for TikTok and cloud and views, you might get 1 or 2 viral videos, but then you're going to be remembered for being a clown. And Troy Ave is approaching clown status, and it's no music.
Clown status. Hey, before I'm about to, if you want to know about Louisiana culture, man, and the Shreveport rappers, tune in to the That Ain't My Business, but Let's Talk About It podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
I love the podcast. It's very entertaining, man. you get to see the city of Shreveport when you watch that channel right there. You get to see what Shreveport feels like and smells like and tastes like when you watch some interviews. Oh, that ain't my business, but let's talk about it. And you wonder why I'm kind of crazy, man. You watch that podcast right there, you'll say, "Yeah, I see why cuz crazy."
Yeah, well, Shreveport has a lot of things that it's brought to the culture. Cuddy was one of the first people to really educate me on what Shreveport has brought to the culture. My brother was born in Longview, Texas, just down the way from Shreveport. So when we visited Longview, we saw the signs for Shreveport. I haven't been there myself, but I know 50 Cent, is building that studio down there and trying to build up Shreveport a little bit. So nothing but blessings to Louisiana and Shreveport and Baton Rouge and all those places. Obviously, Cuddy and I shared our time together in the Dallas area, particularly in the Addison area. And like I said, our time together, I was down there training with an Olympic athlete by the name of Ray Edwards. He has his own show called Ray's Take, where he discusses high level track and field related news, and that happens I believe every Sunday. He does a weekend wrap up. So he's got a lot of Olympians on that panel. So between Cuddy, Ray, myself, we've all been kind of musically inclined. We've all been in the culture, and we've all been creators. So make sure you're subscribing to all these creators that give you these different perspectives, because we're not all the same. We're all very different, but we can come together and build something big together.
And that's what we all talk. This is what this really live about, is about collaborating. I want to collaborate with everybody, man. That's what I wanted to do from the beginning. I want to collaborate with all of the podcast guys, everybody that's tapped in. That way we can link up, just do whatever, man, because uh, we don't want this to be like the rap industry, man, where we all beefing with each other over some little bullshit. They say this is real life for me, man. I'm not one of those character guys as a blogger. I'm not in character like most of these guys you see on No Jumper or
Mm-hmm.
on Vlad or whatever. I am me. This is me all day, every day. On this,
Mm-hmm.
you know me, Lex, and
Yep.
people who ain't been around me in a while, they know me too. But I'm just a different. I'm not one of those guys that just in character on YouTube. Whatever
Yep.
I talk is what I live.
Yep, exactly right. And I should say, because you said that, I do play characters. Okay, so some of the clips that you'll see on Texas Movement Media, those are characters that I'm playing in different stories that I'm trying to tell. It won't always be about me, but what we're trying to do is just like Dame Dash is doing with America New. We're trying to build networks where different shows, different ideas, we can present and bring different audiences to that. So, but when we do interviews like this together, Cuddy and I, like Cuddy said, we've known each other since 2012, a long time, ups and downs, through the good and bad, and there's going to be more good in the future. But tell me what you think about that next topic. You were talking about Troy Ave, and then what else? That other topic you were talking about.
Nicki Minaj being a bully. I know the females were like this. Nicki Minaj being a bully towards SZA. Uh, I guess
Mm-hmm.
this is all behind a song that should have been recorded a long time ago, but Nicki Minaj never sent her verse back, and the song got dropped. So Nicki
Right.
Minaj been bullying SZA's and do Hunch, the CEO of TDE Records. Uh, she made a statement saying TDE stands for Tiny Dick Executive. So she's been going out for the last 2 weeks. They've been really going back and forth. I think,
Right.
to be honest, I think all of this kind of stirs behind the fact that Kendrick Lamar is from TDE and he kind of bodied Drake, who she loves, who she likes to ride his dick because she was Young Money.
Uh
She
huh.
kind of bitter behind that, plus the Rock Nation shit. Uh, she don't like Jay-Z, so she feeling just to say something about TDE and Scissors, talking about Scissors' career is not what it is, and she's body shaming her. She's been calling her Mizza, not Scissor. So that's been
Mm-hmm.
crazy. I think with it, my whole take on it, I used to love Nicki Minaj. I thought she was a great person, but I think she's ran out of so much music that all she does now is just try to find out shit to rant about. And
Right.
yeah, there ain't nothing Barbie about that, baby.
I mean, I don't like if I had an army of fans like the Barb's, I would really kind of rest in that kind of queen like energy, because no one's going to sit and deny what Nicki Minaj has contributed to the culture. Nobody will deny that. Of course, younger girls that come in are going to be rude and petty because they have no life experience. They have no understanding of what it takes to build something over 10 years. Because usually for young women, teenagers, they start out, Aaliyah was 15. All these young girls are 15, 16, 17 when they get discovered and stuff like that. Even Drake was talking about he used to date
Look,
SZA back in
look.
'08, right?
You know who he said? He said you ain't seen how 30 million streams disappeared on her. And can you just start about on Scissors and you talking about Scissors and Kendricks? I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Elaborate on that. Give us that context. Let us know what that means.
You talking about
But
Odie?
yeah, so while he brings that up, there's two parts of it. We've all had bad dealings in business. We've all had frustrating situations where we lost opportunities. I've lost Instagram pages, been struck down from so many different Twitter accounts, and so on and so forth. And we all get paranoid and we think, oh, this big machine is out to get us. And of course we deal with discrimination and blackballing and all that type of stuff, but at some point you have to realize that, are you going to carry yourself like a business or not? And if you're a young person, a lot of that New York plus that Caribbean attitude plus that young woman ego, when the world is given to you because you're young and you're fertile and you're
Man,
hot.
let out us West Indians, man. Let us be rent. Let us West Indians. So we gotta rent sometime. Us West Indian people.
There, look, I mean, look, I'm nobody appreciates that more than me. Nobody appreciates that more than me. However, if that's the only thing you're known for, if you don't have, well, people talk about Jamaican restaurants all the time, right? People talk
They
about
mean
when you go
like
to a
that
Jamaican.
naturally though. It's naturally though. The Haitians and Jamaicans are naturally mean, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. But if you go to a Jamaican restaurant, even if they treat you mean, the food is going to be good, right?
yup,
Exactly.
yup.
So, regardless of so you need to make sure that if that's going to be your personality, which Nicki Minaj has chosen that identity as her personality the whole time. She came in the game kind of, pounding at Little Kim, right? Kind of taking a little bit of her style and remixing it, right? So, you could say that that was paying homage, but, it can sometimes, if you don't present it the right way, it comes off as disrespectful. And then what goes around comes around. It does not take a long time for women to age out of hip hop, and that can be a tough wall to hit. So you knew that going in. You treated the elder statesmen, the females. There's been women in hip hop for many years that have gotten old. Everybody ages out. Okay, so
Hold
just
on,
like
okay.
track.
With them being said though, with them being aging out though, don't you? You still gotta. I come from an era. I come from an era where we pay homage to our elders,
Yeah,
and
of
it's
course.
like, but a lot of these, it's like the new people. They don't really pay homage to. Well, not all of them, but most of them don't pay homage to the elders, the people who came before them. So they think their job is just to attack the person that came before them, just to get them up there.
I mean, respectfully, I don't think people realize how broke they are as a community. You know what I mean? Because just because somebody from another community or another culture gave you a big advance check, that doesn't immediately make you better than everybody else. The problem is the first time people smell a new check or get a little bit of money, then all of a sudden they want to turn up the volume on their voice and get real obnoxious and boss bitch type of thing. That's going to turn people off. And
Yeah.
you justify that behavior, and that was people's problem with Drake too. As long as Drake was giving the Atlanta artists lots of good features and lots of that crossover energy with the crossover hits and stuff like that, nobody was saying anything. But once his juice ran out, look at what happened.
His dudes they ran out though. Drake can still make hits.
He can make hits but for a different
Drake can drop
demographic
an
now.
album. If Drake would have did that album, man, without that dude, Party Next Door, Drake would have that would have been a great album. If he would have put
It would
Party
have been a
Next Door,
great it would have been a great album, but he's
I
not
know
going to
why
have
he
the
did.
same reach that he used to have.
I
Because
think it would.
Drake's appeal was the fact that he was black and Jewish. So the Jewish community accepted him from a business standpoint and marketed him because he knows how they like to think about hip hop culture. So he can give them the image they're looking for with the ability to say the N-word. That is Drake's appeal. Period, point blank, end of story. And he's able to sing a little bit too. So he knows the business. He can go to different regions and imitate Memphis or Houston.
He's great at acting. He's great at acting too.
He's an actor. Oh, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as you carry yourself like an actor. When you try to be a gangster or a mob boss or something like that, then you're going to run into problems. And Nicki Minaj is going through a version of that. So I remember when she freestyled for Stack Bundles before all the plastic surgery. You remember that?
Yeah.
Don't you remember that? So she was just a young Trinidadian girl and, just happy for an opportunity. That's not the same Nicki Minaj that's speaking on the internet now.
Because my boy was managing her with my boy Big Fendi.
Yeah.
Big Fendi, Fabulous best friend, the dude Big Fendi, the black nigga, the Haitian nigga. He was managing her back then.
Well, the West Indian community, the Haitian community, the Jamaican, Caribbean community, they need to understand that Americans greatly appreciate what the Caribbean community and West Indian community has brought to our culture as a whole and music.
You gotta relax on that one. You gotta relax.
Well, no, I mean, you want controversial opinions. I got one for you. I have one for you. Because you can't drag everybody into your culture and force everybody to appreciate your culture and then also ask for white and Jewish money, because white and Jewish money is connected to their culture, which is a little bit more prim and proper. So you can introduce elements of the Caribbean style and rhythm and dance and culture and fashion, and you can present that in a beautiful image, which is what Nicki Minaj does and a lot of other great artists do. But when you try to use that to bully and overpower without proper collaboration with other people, you're going to end up isolated. And yeah, you may have a few Barbies that are going to ride for you no matter what, but are they your business partners? No, they're your fans. And so if you're going to
go ahead, keep talking. I'm just letting you. I just want to piggyback off what you're saying. I just want to piggyback off what you're saying with one thing about the Nicki Minaj thing.
Nicki Minaj is not the first woman or the first female artist to approach 40 years old. Okay, women have been aging out and realizing that there are younger women in the world for many, many centuries. Okay, so this is not a new process. So to hear just bitching and whining all the time instead of actual production, and usually those women, look at how humble Vivica A. Fox is now.
It's kind of like why I'm going to cut you off. It's kind of why the young guys don't respect the older guys these days, because they feel like the older guys always whining about was this, that, and the other, and they wanted, and all the older guys want just respect, and it's kind of like it's some of these motherfuckers got the celebrity. I'm starting to call this shit the Clarissa Shields syndrome.
Okay.
Clarissa Shields syndrome. I used to love Nicki Minaj when she first came out. I used to love Clarissa when she first came out. When I watched the movie not too long ago about Clarissa Shields, the movie they made about her, it made me love her more. But as soon as I got done watching
her family and stuff,
as soon as I got watching now I already liked her, right? Check this out. I was already rooting for her. I watched the movie about a year ago. But once I watched that movie, she started going on these little antics. She started running her mouth a little bit too much. Trying to bully Alicia Bumberger, whatever her name, whatever her name. She got this shit with Papoose and Remy Ma and shit. She got that going on. I'm starting to watch how her ego is just changing now. And it's starting to look unattractive to me. Because one thing about me, you know me, I don't like a woman to try to act like she's too manly or too all this right there. Show, and I don't like nobody to be too cocky, no way. But her is like the way she is now, man. I don't like her no more. I can't wait till she lose. I can't wait till somebody beat Clarissa. I just can't wait till she lose. I don't care who it is.
Especially as you get above the age of 35, you have to be able to recognize the difference between being authentic and being abrasive or aggressive. So you can still get your point across. You can still be authentic. You can still be truthful without alienating people, especially people that want to be close to you, that want to collaborate with you. And I'm not saying you have to be partners with everybody from every race. There are predatory people out there, predatory races out there that don't want you to succeed beyond a certain point. I'll be the first one to admit that.
Why is Snoop Dogg still relevant?
Snoop Dogg is relevant because of his relationships.
He never shitted on no generation, nobody. He stayed just being him.
Yep.
He stayed doing what he do and do it best at. The check gonna stay coming. Don't worry
Yep.
about nobody else doing it. He ain't never
But
felt nobody just because the next artist coming. Some of
a
these
lot of
motherfuckers.
that is professionalism as well. Snoop is from an older generation, and he's from that Los Angeles area, so he's had a lot of opportunities in Hollywood. So he knows how that industry operates, and what time you need to be on set, what time you need to be in the studio. So he said, somebody's paying me for this feature. I'm gonna knock this verse out real quick, get it back to them. He was talking about the first verse he did for Future. Remember Homicide? Snoop and Future. Remember that one?
Yep.
So that was one of the first songs I had heard from Future, and I thought Snoop did a great job on that verse. But in the interview, he said he just kind of, banged it out. He wasn't really thinking about it, and then that ever since then, Future kind of blew up. So, but Snoop was willing to embrace a younger artist that was willing to pay the fee, pay the cost to do business, and then both of their careers shot up in different directions even more. So, if you know about business, and this is why I really believe that we give women way too much authority in the culture, because then those type of mannerisms go to the men as well. So you notice that the men these days are much more bitch made than 15, 20 years ago, right?
Of course.
And that's because we've been taking a lot of our leadership cues from the way women operate. And women do a lot more of this than this. So, back in the 90s, remember when Jadakiss and Styles P got on the phone with Diddy?
Yeah. When they had their
Remember
streets
that?
is ours. They wanted to get out their contract.
That's right. So,
Hey, we want to get out these. We want to take these shiny ass suits off. That ain't us. We the
mhm,
street. We from Yonkers.
yeah. So that part of the culture, there was honor and dignity and a gangster and a gentleman, that kind of mentality. That doesn't
I love
exist anymore because we're looking up to women, and that's Drake's fault. And I hate Drake for that.
Drake, Aubrey.
I I I, I do not like what Aubrey did to the culture
Damn,
with his
Aubrey.
decision.
Yeah, Aubrey did make niggas. He made rap niggas want to sound sweet and make them little melody shit. You know I
Well,
love you.
you wanna hear another controversial opinion?
Hey, man, put the iTunes on there for me, man. I want them hoes to like this shit. Make my boy say, I'm gonna sound like T Sweat when I rap it on the beat, man. Yeah, it made them niggas start rapping like that.
And then we realized that he was just picking different artists and copying them depending on what mood he was in at that time. So it was never a genuine thing. I mean, I was very concerned. Like, what grown man gets a tattoo of Aaliyah when you never interacted with Aaliyah? You know what I mean?
Man,
And
you wonder
so
how many niggas got a tattoo of a lip.
that was a red flag for me, because she was never that old to begin with. So her time to shine was before the age of 21. So that was already a red flag for me.
Aaliyah would be, me and Aaliyah the same age. She would have
Oh,
been
for real?
47. But she'll be turning 47 next year in January or February. But
That's crazy.
I turned 47 this year.
Yeah, rest in peace to Aaliyah for sure. But I mean, the culture is suffering because those principles have been lost. And I'm a suburban kid, but at the same time, the reason I appreciate Cuddy so much was we share the same values, but he just
Immoral.
expressed it in a different way.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Like I said, man, I got common sense. And I think you got common sense. And I think that's where we meet at.
Yep.
You got common sense. I got common sense. And that's how we bridge the gap. I don't
Hmm.
really care about you. You've been around me for what, 10 years plus. You see what I be around, man. I been around hood motherfuckers, gang bangers, killers, drug dealers, corporate, the whitest of the white. People who don't know shit about a rap song. They don't know nothing about the hip hop community, but they love you. They love me. So you know what I've been around. You know I'm a well-rounded person. I'm always been that person that know how to be around anybody. Uh, it's all about common sense and where your heart at. At the end of the day, that's what it is. That's what it come down to me. Common sense and where your heart's at. Well, you froze. See, my boy froze up. I think your screen had froze up, man. What happened?
You got me?
What you,
I was reposting the live back on the Facebook again.
oh, appreciate that, man. What I was saying, man, man, I said we bridge the gap. With me and you bridge the gap at is we both have common sense, brother. You from over here and I'm from over that way. And plus I'm well rounded, you well rounded. I come up good. I mean, my mama got sense. My mama she got manners. My mama taught me right. Plus my stepdaddy showed me right and taught me right too as well. But I got common sense and I got a good heart. So that's what we meet at. You see me around all kind of people, you know. You've been around me, you see who I have around me. Gangsters, everybody. Bitches, white corporate white people. I mean, you know, I got access to a lot of great people living around me. I got a good circle around me, even though I don't really be out as much as I used to. But you know, with me and you bridge the gap at is where uh we got common sense. And like I like people that got common sense and you show me where your heart at.
That's
You show
right.
me your
That's
common
exactly
sense, you show me where your heart's at. That's how we meet up. I mean, I don't care what your religion is, I don't care what your politics is. I don't care what color you wear, what color you like. As long as your common sense is there and when your heart's right, I'm cool with you.
Yep. So Cuddy's one generation ahead of me, kind of like as far as hip hop generations is concerned. So I always treat him kind of like a big brother, even though I have a different educational background and stuff like that. You know, if Cuddy gives me some insight on life or anything like that, I take it very seriously because he's able to speak about an environment that I don't have a lot of experience in. So if I were to give Nicki Minaj a recommendation or a gentle reminder, remember how it felt to be treated badly by Little Kim or some of the older women when you came in, and you have the opportunity to break that cycle now as a leader in the culture. And so we still all respect her royalty, her status. So let's make sure that you enter into this next stage of your career in that dignified kind of way by taking care of some of the young people. And look, if the young people don't show respect, you don't have to keep feeding them. But once just remove yourself and your power will be removed from them and they will die off on their own. So that's the only thing I would recommend to Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I still like her as a person, man. I think if she still was to drop some music, it'll still be solid to me. I don't care about how many units you move or how popular you are, how big you. As long as it sounds good to me, you don't have to be that. You don't have to have that big contract for me to jam your music. You know my radar with the music catalog. I fuck with niggas in Ohio, in Akron, in Indiana. I listen to music from everywhere. They don't got to be the biggest on the chart. As long as the shit sound good and it makes sense, and I can relate to it. Because I'm an artist first. When I see the thing about it with me, I listen to music from an artist perspective. I listen to music from an artist perspective, not as a fan or an audience perspective. I listen from a rapper perspective. Like I rap, I know how to make beats, I know how to create songs. So when I listen to music and stuff, I hear it differently than what you hearing it. I'm also listening to what you're not listening to. You might more listening to the beat and stuff like that. I'm listening to his verbs and his how he riding the fucking wave of that track, and he's in the pocket with a certain sound of the track. And also, I'm listening to the words how he put them, the metaphors, the bars. I ain't with the simple dimple rap. I like how motherfuckers say some slick ass shit. I I say slick shit when I rap. I don't say direct shit. I'm not trying to be motherfucking Eminem, but I'm good with words. You know what I'm saying? Like I always been a punchline nigga.
One of my favorite songs ever is from a mixtape that Jeezy put out. It's a song called "The Underdog," and one of the lines in "The Underdog" is, I believe it's off the "Trapping Ain't Dead" mixtape. So, but on that song, he says, "Ain't much to think about. The punchlines are simple, but it's straight from the heart." You know what I mean? So I think anybody that appreciates Jeezy's music appreciates the fact that he's not the most Talib Kweli lyrical type of person, but the soul of what he's saying, and where the heart of what he's saying, and especially at that time, what it meant to hustlers and all those people who were just grinding, trying to get to the next level of life. That's the message, and that's the spirit of what he's trying to convey. And we can do that through fancy metaphors. We can do that through great beats and production, like Kanye does, or we can do that through great lyrics. You know, like Nas or Talib Kweli or other people like that.
That's why I'm able to listen to people like Currency, um, the Stove God, and West Side Gun, because a lot of they stuff they be rapping over don't have no drums and no snare. It's just the music. I like this one dude named Hus Kingpin. And this dude named what's his name? Fahim the God. They most of they songs they rap on. Also my Haitian boy, what's my Haitian boy name? Mac Homie. Most of these tracks they rap on don't have no drums and no snare. It's just the music sounds so good. I like the music, and then what they rapping over the music, man, it's just like damn. Like I like this one cat named Ransom. I like 38 Special.
Ransom's from Jersey, right?
Yeah, Ransom from Jersey. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna tell him and 38 Special. I'm on them hard, man. I like 30. I like Shay North, 38 Special, little homegirl. 30 Shay North spits it. I'm on that all that shit to come out, man. My nigga Frago Bass. I like that nigga Murder Class. The big fat ass nigga with the on that song he got with 38 Special. But I can tell you why. He down with he from Casanova. He won the Casanova 2-time homeboys from Brooklyn. I be over the like that, man. Them niggas to be on them they bars and shit be gritty and nice and it be entertaining too. But the music sounds good behind it. Like, you know, Benny
for
and
any of
all
my
that coming to Benny the Butcher.
Correct. For any of my followers that are not familiar with Cuddy's channel, Cuddy has his ear very, very close to the ground on new music, especially new music in that kind of Northeast region. For some reason, he is always finding
in the Bay Area.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were not going to let me finish my sentence. I knew you were going to say I do this region and this region and this. I was trying to make a point to help you. I was trying to make a point. My point is follow Cuddy's channels because you will get all types of new artists that you never heard of, but they're amazing artists. Cuddy's got an interview from Benny the Butcher way before he became popular. So he's a great resource for those of you that like music, that like lyrics, that like the culture. So definitely subscribe to him and keep in touch with him. But that was that was my thoughts on Nicki Minaj. Was there anything else that you were thinking about?
Shit, nothing, man. You know, just shit. Collaboration, man. You try to hook up with different other channels, man. I'm not. I'm not in competition with nobody, man. You know, I've been running a turtle race with this thing. You know, I'm not better than nobody. Plus, like you said, my radar is all over the map. I'm touching subjects to nobody. I'm not on everybody's topics. What you talking about, who you looking at, I'm not on. I'm in Dallas, Texas, right? I'm in the architects. Most of my topics are not really about niggas that's around here in the architects. I'm not speaking locally. I'm speaking very vocally. I'm around all this shit. International postman, coast to coast, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what divides me from everybody. That's why I'm not in competition with nobody because uh, everybody know my podcast. When I started doing it, it was called a kickback. It's called a kickback. Feed you, we eating food on there, we drinking, we smoking. There's a dice game on the other side of the camera. We got fans in the back. It was a kickback. I was the first podcast and the only podcast that brought up cooking during the podcast. Everybody know that. So anybody talking about they was the first one, they the reason why niggas was cooking on their podcast, like Mano, anybody. Anybody like me, even before the Trick Daddy show, I was doing the podcast while I was feeding my guests. It's documented. You can go back to 2016, 17, 18, 19, where you see people eating on my podcast. And that's all I got to say about that.
Cuddy's got a hell of a story. Even if you are just interested in getting to know him as a creator, as an artist, for those bigger channels that are out there, I definitely recommend that you sit down with Cuddy and let him tell his story, because it's a tremendous story about a very gifted individual that has been through many different situations in many different areas of the country, succeeded everywhere he's gone. Everybody has a positive thing to say about him, and he's growing every year. Every year he's getting better. So I would love to see more interviewers bring Cuddy on as a guest and get to know him as a guest, so that he could really tell his story. I think that would be a great addition, a great diamond in the rough for any channel.
Righteous. I so appreciate that, Lex, man. And you are a great person yourself, man. You always been very disciplined, man, and mature. You was always a little greenhorn in certain situations I had you around, but you learned on the clock, nigga. And you have watched you become a grown. You was a little guy when I met you. Now you're a grown man. You got your curly hair going, looking like Patrick Swayze. But he's a black guy. He's a black guy. He got green eyes. You know what I'm saying? He got green eyes. He's black. He used to wear a taper fade. He used to wear Nike boots and shell toe Adidas. Now he wearing button downs and I don't know. He look like my boy Alabama. He's South Morales. But yeah, man, we're going to do this.
We all grow one day at a time, man. We're all trying to grow one day at a time. I'm gonna keep building Texas movement. I'm looking forward to seeing. What would you like to call it? You said the Kickback Network.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm about to get a logo, a new logo. The Kickback Network. Now I'm about to change the name, change to the Kickback Network, because that's what that is. Just getting a different column on the YouTube channel, and I'm about to get to that. That's what's next, and that's what's in progress. And Rio, by the way, Rio Caldwell, you back in town, man? Or you back on the road, Rio? I'm off today, nigga. Let's go fuck around and have some drinks and fuck with some white girls, guys.
Thank you for the participation, everybody in the chat. Thank you, Rio. Thank you, Hootie Hood, and all the other great guests. Pay attention. My Facebook is linked with Cuddy's. He'll make sure that information's out there. Please follow me, and we will probably do some collaborations in the future. I can't commit every week, but as soon as we get that information, we'll announce it with plenty of time. I think we'll have a lot of fun together if you guys can support us together.
You don't know what. Okay, then. Hey, man, shout out to everybody for tapping in with a little live with me and my boy Texas Moving Media.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Shout out to Hootie Hood, man. That ain't my business, but let's talk about it podcast. Shout out to Shreveport, Louisiana. Shout out to my boy Rio. Shout out to everybody that tapped in, Miss Dunn One, and whoever else would happen in this bitch. It's your boy Cuddy J. It's the network. I'm out like a cat. I'm out like a fat kid in touch, bro.
Appreciate you, OG. All right.